It's Tuesday, October 14th. Relief as hostages and prisoners are released under a now finalized ceasefire deal, but uncertainty lingers over the next steps for Gaza.
3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too.
U.S. President Donald Trump hails the peace plan he helped broker at a summit with world leaders in Egypt.
Where am I going to go? Who am I going to sell to? It does add that little bit of extra stress.
New U.S. tariffs on wood, furniture, and kitchen and cabinets take effect today. It's a blow to Canadian producers and a move critics expect will raise prices for American consumers.
We win the next three, and then we win one at home. That's a perfect series. I think that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling good.
Okay, he's pretty optimistic. This is after a rough 2 games at home. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada, and welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And I'm Matt Scooby. Kelsey is off this week, so hopefully your Tuesday, it's Tuesday, everyone, is off to a good start.
We need a reminder when this happens.
I know.
Everyone had a great weekend?
We did.
Quiet. Ours was quiet, actually, which was nice. First Thanksgiving in the Toronto area, and so it was like all my family back in Ottawa. And so, no, we were good. We were good to hang out, so which was nice.
Oh, do you like pumpkin patches and things like that with your kids?
They did it with my wife yesterday.
Okay.
Did the pumpkin patch and like apple picking and the tractor rides, and that was all in the same spot, which was really nice, and they had a blast.
Just to be clear, you didn't peace out. You were working. You're like, hey,
I was working. I was working. It's like, I love you, family, but no, you can have fun in Ottawa. We're going to hang out here in Toronto.
Great. That's great. Well, it's great to have you here today.
Thanks,
let's jump into news on this Tuesday morning after a weekend full of relief and gratitude. Uncertainty now looms over the next steps in the Gaza peace process. The ceasefire deal brought 20 living Israeli hostages home to their families. Hundreds of Palestinian prisoners were reunited with their loved ones. But there is still frustration among Israeli families who say the remains of just 4 of the 28 deceased hostages were handed over during the exchange. Hamas says it doesn't know the location of all the remains. The Israeli defense minister is condemning Hamas for its, quote, failure to meet its commitments. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney and other world leaders were in Egypt for the signing of the Middle East peace plan.
We've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
U.S. President Donald Trump, along with more than 20 world leaders, took part in this ceremonial signing for the first phase of the Israel-Hamas agreement. The leaders of Israel and Hamas were not in Egypt for this signing. A statement from the Prime Minister Carney says, quote, the release of hostages must be a turning point toward lasting peace. And the mother of a Canadian killed in the October 7th attack says she watched the return of hostages with a mix of joy and grief.
The joy to see them, reunited with their families out of those dark tunnels. But at the same time, there are many families that are waiting for coffins, and even worse, some that will get nothing.
Raquel Luke's son, Alexandre, was killed at the Nova Music Festival. A commemoration was held marking the October 7th attacks yesterday at a Montreal park named after her son. In another blow to Canadian producers, new tariffs come into effect today on wood products. So here's the plan. The U.S. will now be collecting a 10% tariff on imported timber and lumber and 25% on kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and upholstered furniture. The U.S. imports the majority of its lumber from Canada. The tariffs are meant to encourage more domestic logging and furniture manufacturing in the U.S., but critics expect it to raise prices for American consumers and possibly slow the U.S. home building industry. President Trump says the tariffs will strengthen supply chains, bolster industrial resilience, and create high-quality jobs. Canada and India appear to be moving forward on a renewed relationship.
Both of our governments agree on the importance of elevating the relationship.
Relations between Canada and India collapsed in 2023 when the Liberal government accused New Delhi of playing a role in the assassination of a Sikh activist near Vancouver. But things are starting to thaw a little bit. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand met with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday. Anita Anand also released a joint statement offering a roadmap to a stronger trade partnership between the two countries. Today, she will meet with business leaders in Mumbai. A New Brunswick man who spent nearly 40 years in prison for a crime he did not commit has died of cancer. Robert Mailman and a friend were wrongfully convicted of second-degree murder for the 1983 death of George Lehman in St. John. About 40 years later, a New Brunswick court called the convictions a, quote, miscarriage of justice. He was released from prison less than 2 years ago. Robert Mailman died of liver cancer. He was 77 years old. A driver in Ontario has been arrested after he was caught speeding, having open alcohol in the vehicle and a shotgun in the car. This happened Friday. Had a long weekend. There's the haul. Provincial police say they pulled this person over after the car was clocked going 126 in, well, I'm going to guess like a 90 or 100. This was near Aurelia. After pulling the vehicle over, police say they found the driver to be in possession of an unauthorized shotgun, open alcohol. A 43-year-old Toronto man is now facing charges. Oh, the Jays. Do we have to talk about this? We do. The Jays have a tough hill to climb if they hope to come back in the ALCS.
Shot to right center field. Varsho on the run. He's at the track. He's at the wall. It's gone! It's Polanco again!
A fifth-inning homer broke the game wide open for Seattle. They went on to really just blow out the Jays 10-3. Trey Savage, who was so good against the Yankees, only lasted 4+ in his second playoff start. The Jays are now down 2-0 in the series, heading to Mariners Park.
They gotta wake up though, and the relievers, I don't know what that was. Too many walks, balls. I don't know. Lots got to improve, but I feel it. I think there's a chance.
Well, they seem to be on it some nights, and then some nights they're not.
So here's a stat. In MLB postseason history, 89% of teams that have won games 1 and 2 on the road in a best-of-7 have gone on to win the series. But there's an 11% chance. Shane Bieber takes the mound for the Jays for Game 3 tomorrow in Seattle. The build-up to Halloween is well underway at the Assiniboine Park Zoo. It's called Boo at the Zoo, Boo Zoo, and it's full of these things, these, creepy characters. There's performers, family activities. New this year, part of the zoo has been turned into a town called Spookyville, complete with its own jail and haunted mansion. That's